Heads up people, this is Christy from 52hider3D. Today we're going to take a look at video compression and encoding settings because they're very complicated and I've just sort of got the hang of them now. So I'm going to share that with you today. I'm using a program called MPEG Stream Clip, which is a free download from squared5.com, which allows you to import video like this one here, which I took on my Canon 600D, and export it as different file formats, etc. So let's have a quick look. The first thing you're going to need to think about when encoding a new video is what sort of file format you're going to want. The raw from camera that I got is a .mov, which is a an Apple QuickTime file. There's also AVI, MPEG, MP4, and these file formats are basically a box that your video gets put into. They don't affect the actual video all that much. They do, however, affect the settings you can make to the video. So this program can export to a number of these: QuickTime, DV, AVI, MP4. It can do other formats as well, but I'm just going to go for QuickTime, which is a .mov format. But like I said, the file format doesn't really make that much difference to the actual video. The thing that makes the most difference to the video is the compression or codec that you use to compress the video. And the compressors you have available will depend on what file format you chose and also which codecs are installed on your computer. There's quite a list here and it's quite bewildering, but there's generally a few that stand out. The most common one is H.264. A lot of people use that, it's very good. But today I'm going to use Apple Motion JPEG A, like that. And so if the file format is a box that your video gets put into, the codec is sort of the way in which the video gets put into the box, sort of the way it's folded, I suppose. Next thing you're probably going to notice is the frame size. Now this is just like the resolution on your computer screen or of a still image. So most common formats now are 720 and 1080. Now you can use lower frame sizes than that, but 720 is quite a nice format. That it's crisp, nice video for playing back on a computer screen. And if you really want, if you've got a super big screen or something, you might want to go 1080. This video that I shot is 1080p, so I'm going to choose 1080. Make sure that you choose the one with the P rather than the I, because if you use I, it interlaces the video, which it's quite complicated to explain, but it's for playing back on TV screens, and it's not really a good idea. The fourth thing is the frame rate, and this is just how many frames per second the video encodes. Now there's lots of different frame rates. Some people use 24, some people use 25, some people use 30, some people use 29.97, and it just depends on what your camera was set at and also what you're exporting to. I generally use 25 frames a second if I'm just using taking standard footage. If I'm taking footage that I know I'm going to slow down massively, so I'm doing an action shot that I'm going to make slow motion, I'll go to 50 frames a second because my camera can take 50 frames a second. There's also this extra setting which on this codec is greyed out, you can't change it, which is called limit data rate, and the data rate is, to put it simply, it's how much data there is in the video per second. So a standard video would be something like 2 megabits of data per second, and on some codecs you can limit this data rate manually, so you can choose whatever data rate you want. But on the Apple Motion JPEG A you can't limit the data rate, but instead the quality slider here will sort of automatically limit the data rate for you to what it thinks is best. So if you leave it at 50%, that uses a data rate that is it's a good balance between quality and file size. So I think we've gone over most of the settings. The only other thing is sound. Most videos of course have sound with them as well. I generally choose MPEG layer 3, which is also known as MP3, because that's a very good sound setting. So that's sort of video compression in a nutshell. All these different codecs do compress the video in a different way, so you have to sort of experiment to see what's best for your needs. H.2.264 is generally what I output my video to when it's finished and is going to be uploaded to YouTube, but when putting it into the editing software, so when taking the raw footage from my camera to the editing software, I use Motion JPEG A. So now we've done that, we can make the movie, and let's find where I put this. Here we go, and call it tutorial video. Let's save this. And how long it takes to encode is also determined by what settings you've put in. So some codecs take a very long time to encode and some take a very short time. This is a fairly short time actually. So I'll pause the video and see you in a minute when the video has finished encoding. Okay, so it's finished encoding. Let's go over and have a look at the video. And this is the video, and it's 380 megabytes for 42 seconds. I think those settings work quite well. You can of course experiment with the settings as much as possible. There's no perfect answer to these settings, you just have to keep trying. Different settings are good for different things. So I hope you found this useful. I certainly took a long time to learn how to use video compression, and I hope me sharing it with you has been useful. Please post comments either below in the comments section or on my Facebook page or on my Google Plus page. Thanks for watching. See you next time.